We are going to continue with our DMR G. We are doing number 2. We're remembering that the important things that we're learning for key concept number 1 is that the circumference is the distance around the circle and the area is the space inside of the circle. There are 2 formulas that you are given, and you're basically going to substitute in the information that you have. So we're going to start with the first one. I'm going to make it a little bigger so that that was smaller. A little bigger so that I can see. We need to review. So this goes all the way across. So this time it is giving me the diameter. So I'm going to make a note over here that says D equals 2R, which in this case means the diameter 10 equals 2 times the radius. And so radius is half of that, which is 2. I don't like my spacing. But what that means is if I'm looking up here for the formula, because formula is in R, or we could just use D. So let's skip that. You know how I love to do that. I'm going to cheat and use my formula from the other day, but in case you did not know how to type it, C equals D times pi, that is insert special character. Type in PI for pi and pick the one you like. Doesn't really matter. So pi d. Now diameter in this particular instance is 10 because it's going all the way across. So C equals 10 pi. And I'm going to copy and paste that too. Control C, Control V. If you were going to multiply that out, C equals 10 times, and it's an approximation for pi, is 3.14. Multiplying that, C equals 31.4 ... and centimeters at the end. So there's the answer to that. What we want to make sure that we have in our review or in our reflection is that circumference is the distance around the circle, and the area is the space in the circle. Those are that's the main goal for our activity up there. So if we are doing, that didn't work. If we're doing the volume of the cylinder, again, if you were going to find the volume of this, it's the space that the whole thing takes off. So if I have the area, which is the space inside of this square, and I kept making a whole bunch of them like I have right here, that is why you take the area times how tall it is to get the entire volume. So our goal is what we're learning. Volume is a 3-dimensional space occupied by a solid, liquid, or gas. And our formula is the radius squared times the height. So volume equals R squared. Format text, superscript, and then control period. R squared H, and I'm going to get my pi, control C, control V. Now, where the mistake could be made here is that if we don't remember that the diameter is all the way across, we only want the radius, which is half of it. So half of 10 is 5. So V equals 5 squared times the height, which is 12. Let's make that 12 little if you have that problem. Highlight, I'm pressing control and the period. And then pi. We're going to have to go into 2 today, it can tell. So 20 seconds is not enough.